First item on the agenda is pledge of allegiance. Allegiance. Flag. United States of America. Republic for which it stands. Nation. On to the consent agenda, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Oh, sorry, I apologize, I moved too fast.
Alderman Paslop.
Here.
Alderman Gittlemeyer. Here. Alderman Johnson. Alderman Underbach. Alderman Wanling.
Here.
Alderman Whitman.
Here. All right, now. Any questions or requests on the consent? Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Yes, thank you.
So I've been traveling a lot for work and I really enjoy YouTube. I travel to watch you guys to kind of, plugged in with everything. You haven't seen me in a while, but the microphones, 33 years in IT. Denver, LA, or that's where I got to witness shows. Need some help. Very faint. Mark, he sits way back from the mic. I can't hear a word he says. I think James, you're always leaning in. Just want to say, need to pump up the volume. I need to think of you take it again. What's that?
I just.
Okay. You get about half of it, maybe. So makes it a little different. Makes me not want to travel, but like, oh,
Sir. Jump into new business.
Motion to read Bill 2348.
Second. The second, can you rebuild? Oh, wait, sorry. Opposed? Can you rebuild?
Bill 2348, an ordinance in the city of Garden Springs, Missouri. An ordinance in the city of Garden Springs, Missouri, setting the filing dates, times, and place of the general municipal election to be held on April 2nd, 2024.
Any comments or discussion?
Motion to read it second time. 2348 second time.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. James, can you rebuild?
Sir, Bill 2348, ordinance in the city of Garden Springs, Missouri, setting the filing dates, times. Second. Move for roll call vote.
Second.
Second for roll call vote. Call roll.
Alderman Whitman.
Aye.
Alderman Gittlemeyer. Aye. Alderman Paslop.
Aye.
Alderman Wanling.
Aye.
Ordinance 2276.
The next item on the agenda is Bill 2349.
Motion read.
Second. So a motion to read Bill 2348.
Alderman Wadley, second by Alderman Whitman. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. James, will you read Bill 2349? I said it only for the first time.
Sure. Bill 2349. ordinance in the city of Garden Springs, adopting the budget of the city of Garden fiscal year.
Right, and this is a carryover from what we were talking about in the workshop.
So, yeah, we will make additions to the, we'll make, updates to the budget, before our December 6th meeting, and have to give you amendments and updates right after this. But I will continue on before we. I believe we left on.
Can I jump back one, just because I have a question on business development? Because we still have, and next, I don't think, do we have any? When we first signed all of that, we talked about, the ways we were gonna monitor. Do we have anything in the calendar, follow-up questions would be? Okay, so
So, I met with them, I did take a trip. I did go visit the, ICS conference. Regional conference. I did, meet night. Aldermen's, also number of sites and argument sites and talking, also to follow up. They have. Most of them. Eventually. To be quite honest, we don't have. Spaces that. Lots. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. I can get you the data. It's really. Traffic count data. Yeah. That's the big deal. Sites. Irving. Also different. So that's how. Certainly give us some time.
Good question. You guys talking about the consulting next time? 25,000 in 2022. Looks like it's 2024, 5,000 budgeted. But it's a 3-year commitment. Does it start in 20?
For sure.
Okay. I think it's.
It'll be a 25,000.
It will be.
Next year should be.
So, playing camera.
It'll make
So,
sense.
I've utilized forms like this in the past. Going rate there is. Camera is actually. Part of this. Average. This. Program has since expired. If we were to re-up it past. Actually, I think. If we have. That was. Conversation. See what we got. How we can- Right now, I want to get stuck in.
I think it'll be one that's mentioned.
I mean, as for my son as well, it goes to $50,000. I will tell you. this thing, I got my guy. $5,000. Previous budget, right now. That money went to. Wasn't really an increase. In like other stuff. Validated that to take it from it. Understand better. I would say. You know, we'll go on to the IT services. We standard all of the expenses or costs. By the only thing that we find to. No offense, officer. Appreciate your service. It's never one of our regular guys. They know what they're doing. Hasn't happened in 2 weeks. But we are looking, we're around. Now, our new systems. Web access. On grid, on so we're looking to level. Also just. I go to the actual. Panels. Updated. That. Cloud. Applications. Well, that was something that just came up this morning. That out, that in. Legal services, I try not to call John as much as. Been able to. John. Join us this time. Without using that to log in, so I appreciate. So yes, that's. Planning and zoning expenses. For the last several years, we have not had anything. There was one item. engineering, there's a lot of engineering that, this past year that included, city notes for that. Audits and publics, have done a lot of one public. This about, and we'll see. Our rivers of them. City applications. Those. Incidents. Also decided to. Ask that. Communicate,
On that note, we're carrying over the 2023 budget.
So I think until we get, to my expected. Difference. But. Well, right now, But that's. Part of the problem. Is looking at time and say, other things. Class.
That's mostly police services.
Yeah, police services. Actually. Let's say, and written up, but I have yet to, section. I'd like to. I could, pretty question, you get cost. Hours. Still, All responsive service. All of them. But that is. And I will have. So there's a. You'll notice with that. So we all get charged. Awesome. We went down from the shore. The next one is debt service. We have, debt services. Expenses. I debt service. Have, issue. The responding sources.
Oh, we did skip over school.
Like I said, it shouldn't be.
Yes, yeah, the spreadsheet is.
It would be a lot easier for us to. Awesome. But I appreciate it. It was a lot of work, a lot of cells. So, street maintenance, yeah, going back to that, we have. Actually. Already. Charge off. Spending. Then, we also have. Followers, Struggling. Sounding right of you. It's a little higher than. Very close to right. We're splitting it basically in half, based on the right. Very sense. That's the. Absolutely. That does not include. That's just.
Yeah, looking at the capital improvements, kind of reading correctly in the each contract release. The work that is included this year. I don't see anything, this would be a question for Tom, I don't see anything for any additional slab replacements or anything like that. Maybe from last year. If I remember correctly, our baseline is about $1 million. maintenance that's required. Only seeing this one, county maintenance contract, which would be pricing like that, and then additional work that I mentioned, I see it. Cyber repairs, cracks in the- are we in the right place?
Well, I have to defer to James, but I know that we talked about $1 million, sure, but I'm not sure that's in.
Also, back to reading into, do we have enough to maintain my biggest fear is we just spend all this money on the roads. If we sit back pretty like we did beginning in the 90s, and said we get new roads, we're just gonna ride them out. We're gonna get the same close.
So what, I think our focus on each, what we are doing. Yeah. That is one thing I wanted to have. Part of the conversation. Paul, we agreed. 1.6. Last year. Really, I'll leave that to work.
Yeah,
Be next.
phase 4 was originally to be planned to be done next. So I think, kind of,
So the key though, to your point. What the number is. Decided to think. Here. That's what it is. Not only. Other than that. But yes, I appreciate you bringing that up. Part of the topic. Yes, that's one reason.
What I'm hearing is we're still in project and program mode. 2025 will be over.
Right.
We should see an increase in the.
Yeah, and I think we're. This is.
whether we do a rental program of a crack sealing machine or at some point purchase a machine. Because all that work being done on the main roads has been done by county forces. But the subdivisions, as every alder person up here knows, we did not replace and will not replace every slab that has a crack in the neighborhoods. That is not feasible. We're supposed to be something we could budget for. But what we could do a good job in the future is sealing the hairline cracks, sealing and preventing them from having to have slabs replaced. I mean, some of them are inevitable, but if we can hold a slab together for 4 or 5 years longer than just replacing it, that's definitely saving capital. So what that looks like James said that he's exploring, it either is buying a crack sealing machine and then seasonally hiring a person or two to help fill, or renting a crack sealing machine seasonally, with additional personnel, because they do, you will need a couple more people during that, at least 1 month of operation because of traffic and just the way the equipment. I'd say you need at least a 4-man crew just in subdivisions. I would not recommend. But I would like to also ask, this is not, would need to do have some subdivisions have that are asphalt subdivisions that will need attention pretty soon. Those are identified in the street report. I guess I was starting to look at it in phase 5. And I don't know what you think about being about to bid on some of it. James, you and I have talked about some of the preliminary. I wasn't sure.
We need 2025.
Okay, that's cool.
And this is a request is for me as an alderman, not me as big mayor. Take it as such. I'd love to get a discussion about that crack city next workshop. It is something that we should purchase next year. Or come up with something.
It's not. Our, we've talked about it. It's not last year. Both the staffing. Yes.
And that was my assumption. But it's just not reflected in the budget as it stands today for me.
It is, so we go back to, we have. Yeah, it's one of those that, it's not very. Oh, sure, we've got equipment, purchases and. I think the number was.
Big one.
Capital improvements. Inclusion of our street sign replacements. ADA compliance, we don't have any specific. As those things. This is one of the situations that will get shown. Road improvements, see the, that's actually. projects. Projects.
And we were talking about doing a grant for Bates.
Hopefully that's it. Post road phase two. Public works, stormwater. Is a significant amount of money that would. Could be coming out of the stormwater fund. I mean. That would be. Replace the bio-based. Which. I'm sure is correctly. Well, I shouldn't say that. Starting with some things, so it does not. However, we have already identified that we need additional art space. Having washed out art space. Unpaid. Gravel insurance. We don't have any additional space over there, so. The idea was to. Just one more facility. Basically. And, then taking parts from one facility. And. Storage space. And washing out space.
When you say willing to sell, is that house next to it?
No, just go to this bank. It's nice for us.
Well, in the area that,
Next to his pool.
yeah, there, actually that area in the back there was not, doesn't. It's like some.
That's it.
It's adjacent to these.
Okay. Question about our debt service. Oh, we refinanced 2016. One observation I had, bottom line on the deficit, it was mentioned before, and spinning down. And a more reasonable level. If I'm reading this correctly, 1.7 million is actually work that was done this year as part of the road program, but not our standard operating budget. So we've been at a deficit because of the road program. Take that out. It looks like we are in black right on. So, yeah, and that's with a budget that is very, very safe. Very conservative on your revenue predictions. Sure. Like you said. But I read. Unless there's Apple stuff that they can help.
One thing I would say is we've been very, so we have two tracks. Replacements. Obviously. So, a larger scale projects which. It's personal. Some of that money will also spend it. May not be able to get to last grant operation of that. Top road being 12% of the total. For these in the future, we might. It's where it's not said. One thing I'll say, you need to spin down some. Experience. Have $12 million in the bank. Class. You know, talking about. That's just, I think, as we. Out as we're starting. Yeah, we've heard a lot of people talk about trails. So we might see an expansion. Expanding green space isn't telling developers they can develop tons. Rail access. All of those things. Yes, I'm happy to save us as much money as possible. This interest rate, my partner. I'm done,
So,
unless you're done.
I would, well, I know. So. Okay. So I'd like to move the bill 2049. Second reading of bill 2249. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Ooh, that is the last thing on the regular agenda. We'll move over to Officer of Staff Communications, City Attorney, City Engineer,
Nothing further.
City Administrator,
Yes, sir.
Alderman. I have one thing real quick. In our last vision committee meeting, which by the way, BJV is great partner there, very receptive, very happy to report that the vision is moving along very nicely. There was a concern that I had as we were discussing some things, the topic of green tax revenue. And while I do agree that area does need tax revenue, it's hard for those that aren't in the budget, that don't know the needs of the city, to just say blanket, we need tax revenue. And let that be a guiding force of getting in the vision, without having an idea of what we're doing. So it's not something we need to solve tonight. Mentioned back there, James did bring out a good point that we don't want to put our finger on the scale and set a number that would change the outcome unnecessarily. But I do think that we need to give some kind of indication. You know, are we hurting for money and we really need to just build this for all it is? Are we awash with money and that shouldn't be a consideration? So I'd like in the next meeting, have a discussion about that with the other aldermen here as well. And give some kind of statement to that committee as to what we're looking for, or what the city's needs are.
I appreciate that. So one thing that I did not have for you, because obviously this is all new still, you'll have a budget. I didn't really having some narrative. One thing you can learn also. Budgets. Having this part of the attention. Discussions like. That's. We're absolutely right. Apple's done a great job with this. Sales tax. That. Especially. Most of our, all of our. Sources. Sells to. On the sides to the low. Cash flows. So these are things that always have to. don't have a lot of, play in the budget in that respect. Big box like that, rentals. That language. Thing I heard most. I can chat. All of them. Will the city fall apart? By the months, it's, but it's by public services. Now, we're just making public service. That's the conversation that also. Not just about how many pounds about. It's absolutely, absolutely.
Well, it's, I already said it once, but I'll double down on it. Thanks again to budget. Tonight. Thanks for everybody that comes out, that's come out here this evening to participate and take in sharing here tonight. Appreciate you guys taking interest. And when you're traveling, it's good to know. Glad to hear that folks are staying engaged. Budgets. And thanks for Officer Myers coming out with the license agreement as well. For all those who I spoke with that are going to be participating in Missouri's second weekend of rifle season, happy hunting, good luck. Stay safe.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Sun's Friday night. Don't forget that. Santa Claus will be here.
Always fun.
I'll move.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. We are adjourned. It's warm in that.
Can we avoid your?
No.
Should we be concerned with those already developing?
Yeah, and I'm not handling your subdivision, it's being handled by the bill. Bill, within the state.
Okay,
Um,
because I thought if winter coming in,
Yeah.
water gets in there for freezing.
I think that is.
Okay.
What do you drill?
Okay, good.
So I, still on your service. I'm handling it.
Thanks.
I'm handling it.
Transfer. Oh, basically, I